Hello, my single lovelies. Today we're going to talk about something that some people do not like to admit. And every relationship has either a chef or a dishwasher, meaning somebody is leading and somebody waits for instructions. And if you've got two chefs in the kitchen, that's not really passion. That is a kitchen fire. So today I want to break down how to spot this in respect to what his natural role is and why very high achieving women keep dating the dishwasher and how they need to learn to sometimes take a little step back so that he can lead. Because Food Talks really only wants to tell you the truth. So does relationship energy. You got it? Okay. Let me jump into this and I'm going to break it down into parts. Part one, we need to identify what the roles are. So this has nothing to do with money. This has nothing to do with status. It has nothing to do with who is paying for the check. This is all about decision energy. And when he operates like a chef, this can be very tasty, right? He makes the plans. He doesn't need to have a committee back and forth with 47 text messages. He doesn't disappear. And you feel relaxed instead of feeling, chaotic. And when somebody does take this type of lead, you don't feel like you've lost control. You feel considered. When he operates like a dishwasher, not so tasty. And this is why. Whatever you want becomes his philosophy, meaning, whatever you want, honey, whatever you want, right? Sometimes women cannot stand that gentleman. You want him to plan something, so you seem to plan everything. He avoids any responsibility, and you feel like his manager instead of his girlfriend. None of this is tasty, okay? Dishwashing energy, it isn't toxic, it's supportive, but attraction doesn't grow on being a project manager. And you feel like, you're coordinating everything and the romance is just slowly going to slip out the door. Okay, so let's go back to part two of this. Here is the pattern I see consistently. High achieving, compatible, capable women are choosing dishwashers, and not from intention, but it just feels easier for them. There is no power struggle. There is no friction. There is no ego battling back and forth. So at first you might think this is tasty, right? Because it is a calm dynamic. You feel peaceful and you feel like you're in control. But around the 6-month mark, the emotional math will change because respect is deeply tied into perceived capability. And when you're the one always making the decision, driving the relationship forward, solving every problem, your brain stops registering him as a partner and it starts registering him as responsibility. And that is not tasty. So let me go through what's really not tasty. What will happen is the attraction will fade very quietly. You will feel alone in this leadership. And resentment will replace admiring him. And here is the truth bomb. Being the head chef all the time, it doesn't feel empowering. It's freaking exhausting. Even the most independent women want a moment where they can just put their damn apron down and they can be led, right? They want someone else to take on the experience. Okay, let's talk about part three of this, is how you see him in his true role. And if you are wondering whether he can lead, there is only one way that you can find this out. You need to take a step out of that kitchen, meaning take a step back. Not dramatically, not as a test, just intentionally. Because leadership only shows up when there is space for it. So just stop over functioning, meaning don't jump in first. Do not solve everything. You got to give the guy a minute. And what's tasty is you create room for him to initiate. And you need to observe without rescuing him. So if he steps up, if he plans, if he decides, and he handles everything, you were never dating a dishwasher. You were just over leading. So please, ladies, pay attention, okay? Now, if he stalls and he waits, all right, that's his comfort zone. That's not tasty. And, you know, you got to help him because you want to save him a little bit, but saving him from all of that is not helping him, all right? So you do have to learn to take a step back a little bit. And compatibility truth, all right, with this isn't about who's better. It's about alignment. Some women love to lead. Some men thrive in a supporting role. And some couples co-lead beautifully. And tasty is when the role matches the emotional need. What's not tasty is when saying you want leadership, but you never release the control enough and you're never going to receive it. Because if no one ever puts the knife down, okay, there is no room for somebody else to cook. So please pay attention to that. So you need to ask yourself, are you choosing a partner or are you choosing hired help? Now, if you step away from the stove tomorrow, I'm using this as an analogy, would dinner still get made? Because in love, just like in cooking, the flavors always reveal who is really running that kitchen. So, you want a balance. I'm Denise. Food Talks always tells you the truth. If you have a friend that needs this, send it over. If you like what I've had to say, give me a like. I would love to hear your comments on, do you feel you're a chef or do you think you are a dishwasher? Okay, talk to you soon. Until next time.